Hi, my name is Amber and welcome back to my channel, Books and Beaches. So today I am here for Booklist Thursday, and if you don't know, Booklist Thursday is something that Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library and Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand do every Thursday, and I believe Lindsay says we come at you with some sort of topic of books, lists, something bookish related. Totally screwing it up, but that's Lindsay's phrase. And I was so lucky to join them for their last round of 2022's 5-star predictions. And we each picked 3 books that we thought were going to be 5 stars. And we did a little bit of a review on them back at the beginning of November, and now we are here at the end of December to give you our results, or what we thought of the 3 books that we picked. So as a reminder, the 3 books that I picked were Winter in Paradise by Ellen Hilderbrand, The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon, and The Wicked Sister by Karen Dion. So I am going to kind of review them here in the order that I read them, and just let you know whether or not they were 5 stars. So the very first one I picked up was Winter in Paradise by Ellen Hilderbrand, excuse me, and this cover was just calling my name. And now granted, we picked books that had something to do with like winter or the holiday season. The cover could have been red or green, anything that would have like connected to the holiday season. So obviously this one I went with winter, and I actually really enjoyed this one. I had never read anything by Ellen Hilderbrand before, even though I have quite a few books of hers on my shelves, and I really enjoyed it. Basically the premise is this woman finds out that her husband was killed in a helicopter crash in the Virgin Islands, and they kind of go back and forth between the US Virgin Islands and the British Virgin Islands. So editing Amber here, and I realized in the next little bit of a clip that I might have given a little too much away. So it's a hard part about reviewing books. So just note that there may be a few spoilers in the next coming clips about Winter in Paradise. Just had to warn you. In the British Virgin Islands, and she finds out he has basically had this almost second life down there, house, a mistress, a child, and it just, you figure out kind of, you go through and what happens as they uncover everything. It's told through multiple perspectives. So we have the perspective of Irene. She is the wife, her 2 sons, and then a few different characters down on St. John as well. I really enjoyed it for the most part. I gave it a 4, so it wasn't quite a 5-star read, but I enjoyed it enough that I have already started to pick up the second book, which is What Happens in Paradise. And I can definitely see myself finishing out the trilogy and picking up, I think it's Troubles. Yeah, Troubles in Paradise. It's nice and pink there. So it wasn't a perfect 5-star read for me. Actually, one thing that drives me nuts about this book is there aren't clear chapters. You get from several different perspectives. And so it's like each perspective ends and that would be the start of a new chapter, but they don't start on a new page. And I never knew that would frustrate me so much, but it does. Now, that's not enough to pull away from the star rating per se. There were a few things that I either thought were like, yeah, or just too tropey for me. But clearly I'm enjoying it enough because I am picking up that second one. So that was my first one, Winter in Paradise. The next one I picked up, I actually picked this up with Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand because it was one of her choices, and Audrey from Audrey at Chapters and Converse. And we all read The Winter People by Jennifer McMahon together. It was so much fun. We did kind of a buddy read via Marco Polo, which was a blast because we were able to send videos back and forth on like where we were in the book, and we always put a warning in there so nobody was spoiling parts of the book, but we really enjoyed reading this together, and this one was actually pretty good. I've read Jennifer McMahon before, which I don't know if the other 2 girls had or not, so I knew there was going to be, you know, some ghosty or paranormal element to this, but I really enjoyed it. Now, I have hemmed and hawed with what my actual like rating for this is, and I think I have settled on 4.5 stars. There was just something about it that I wasn't willing to push it into that 5-star category. But I couldn't tell you what it is. So that's what I'm struggling with, because I really did enjoy the reading of this. Basically, this is being told from 2 different timelines, where at one point a girl has gone missing, and they find her, unfortunately, at the bottom of a well, and her mother knows of some, let's say, magic to kind of bring her back. And you can bring someone back from the dead for 7 days. And there are things that go wrong with that. And then we are getting the current timeline of a woman named Ruthie, who is living with her mother, and her mother goes missing, and they're trying to figure out what's going on. Now, that is not the best description of what this book is, but I don't want to give too much away, because I feel like if I talk about it too much, I'm going to give too much away. And actually, the tagline on the back of here, it says, "Some secrets never die." It was really good, and I know all 3 of us quite enjoyed it, but there was just something, I wasn't willing to push it into that 4-star, and I'm still grappling with, what that exactly is, but it's a book that I would highly suggest you pick up. And I really enjoyed my time reading it. So, and actually I did some of it with the audiobook, and the audiobook was quite good as well. So there's that. And the very last book that I picked up for this 5-star prediction round was The Wicked Sister by Karen Dionne. Now, I had read another book by Karen Dionne earlier this year. Actually, I think it was right in November, and that was The Marsh King's Daughter. And that one, I didn't like. I guess I shouldn't say I didn't like it. I gave it a 3. I found that we were focusing on too much of the past timeline in that one, and I wanted much more of the current timeline. Whereas this one was amazing. Didn't want to put it down. Absolutely amazing. We're kind of getting, it wasn't necessarily 2 different timelines, but I guess there was. I'm trying to remember back. Too much reading going on lately. Our main character, Rachel, has been in a psychiatric hospital for a really long time. I think it's over what does it say here? 14 years. And because she thinks she killed her parents. That's how she remembers things. And so she has basically voluntarily put herself in here. Her sisters have put her in there. Everyone agrees. And she realizes that she can actually leave, and she is trying to remember exactly what happened the day her parents died. And so we're going back and forth between the past timeline of her growing up in this very isolated part of the UP, or the Upper Peninsula in Michigan, where her parents are moved to because her sister is a certified psychopath, which I actually didn't even know that was a certified term. I think we're so used to hearing psychopath in books and movies, but it is actually clinically certifiable. And the things that she goes through growing up with her sister are insane, which is probably an insensitive term to use, but it was wow. And so then you get to these current timeline, she's basically trying to prove or remember what happened and how they got to the point of their parents being dead and Rachel being in a mental hospital. And it was nuts. I don't want to say too much other than that. I am so happy I gave this author another chance, because this one blew my mind. I'm pretty sure I messaged Lindsay afterwards and was like, what? Because I know she already had read it. And the tagline on the front of this book is, "She thought she buried her past, but what if it's been hunting her this whole time?" And yeah, it was just phenomenal. So I highly recommend this one. Out of all 3 of these books, this one is the 5-star winner through and through, and I am so happy I picked it up. So those were the 3 books that I read for this round of the 5-star predictions with Lindsay and Sarah. I am so thankful that I got to participate with them. It was just so much fun, and I am so happy that I have their bookish friendships, or just friendships in general. and was able to do this with them. So I hope that you pick one or all of these books up, because I think they are all worthy of being read. And I can't wait, if any of you have read them, to hear your thoughts below. So as always, if you like this video, feel free to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.